Josh Stallings once again alongside Jeff Roberts here in week number 8 at Wynford High School, as it is the Battle of the Copper Kettle. Wynford, Bucyrus coming up here on WQEL 92.7 FM and live online on the OH Report. We'll be right back with the pregame after this.
Ladies and gentlemen,
in business and ag banking, it's not just about the numbers, it's about the people. At First Federal Community Bank, we believe relationships are the foundation of every successful partnership. We can help you grow your farm through various ag programs, including working with our local FSA offices, as well as Farmer Mac. We have many commercial business programs to help make your day-to-day operations easy and convenient. Because when you bank with us, you're not just a customer, you're family.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Wynford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
For 25 years, the team at Spreng Capital Management has helped you and your family through times of economic uncertainty. This experience and knowledge has helped us to guide you through numerous economic cycles, making us qualified to help you through the economic turmoil of today. When reviewing your own economic plan, let us help guide you along the right path. Call us at 419-563-0084. At Spreng Capital Management, we are here to be your financial partner.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Happy Halloween!
Getting set for week number 8 here on WQEL, 92.7 FM, WQEL.com. It is the Burkhart Farm Center Game of the Week, also streaming live online on the OH Report. Josh Stallings back with you alongside Jeff Roberts. Jeff, it's the Battle of the Copper Kettle. No other words necessary.
Right.
The only thing, these are two 1-6 teams.
Yep.
Both have struggled this season. Bucyrus losing Page, Wynford struggling with numbers. And Bucyrus hasn't won this game since '97.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this the year, or does Wynford continue the streak against a very strong running game? And it's just a mountain to climb. That's a tough hill to crest for Bucyrus, overcoming that long drought.
I think for Bucyrus, ultimately, as you said, I mean, we're talking about a team. They finally broke the hurdle. They've been winless the last couple of years. They finally got the victory this year out of conference. Now they would love to be able to get that first conference victory in the process of trying to kind of rebuild this system. And ultimately, they're going to have to sort of rely on not only is their defense going to have to be a little bit more stout. You talked about Wynford's running game, but they're really going to have to expect that some of these young players are going to have to kind of step up to the moment, and most notably in that situation is going to be their quarterback, Isaac McKeever. Because, Isaac is a player that as a freshman, they're put a lot on this year. When Page went down, his brother, Wyatt McKeever, took over for him in the backfield. But Isaac is leading the team in both rushing and passing. He's only a freshman, but ultimately has generally, especially first half of the season, played very, very well. As the season has gone on, he's found that teams are putting a little bit more heat on him, a little bit more pressure, and he's made a few more mistakes throughout the process because he's still learning. But generally speaking, on the offensive side of the football, they're looking at it going, if he can stay composed, they've got weapons sort of all over the place, especially in those receiver spots, and they're going against a very, very young, freshman-dominated defensive backfield of Wynford. So if they can kind of keep Isaac upright, and they can give him time, and those receivers can just kind of work their way, there might be some offensive explosion here for Bucyrus.
Well, and this is an offensive line for Bucyrus that has experience because a lot of these kids have started for multiple years.
Yep.
You have Koppler on the outside, 6'5" receiver, big target out there. Isaac, put it on his numbers. Give your big fella a chance to come down with it, like you said, against a young, inexperienced secondary, and maybe Bucyrus can make some big plays happen.
Well, and then on the other side, it really kind of turns into whether or not they can sort of figure out how to slow down this Wynford running attack. Obviously, we know this is what, Kyle Skidmore likes to do. Just play their game. Be who they are, which is run the football, dominate. And quite honestly, that's what they did really in the first half last week against a great Mohawk team. And, Mohawk, they had Mohawk truly on the ropes last week. And Josh, you were off doing bigger and better things. But ultimately, I'm going to tell you, there was a point in time in that game, they were up 14-7. Mohawk had the ball at their 40-something yard line. And on a fourth down, Mohawk went for it on a 4th and 4. And if Wynford makes that stop, they're going to get the ball back, potentially score, which Mohawk hadn't stopped them at that point in time. And they would have been going up 21-7 into halftime with getting the ball in the second half because they were playing their brand of football. Unfortunately, they weren't able to do so, and Mohawk kind of pulled away and just kind of dominated the second half. But generally speaking, if they can play that power running game, and it does work against Bucyrus. Bucyrus' strength is not in defending the run on the defensive side of the football. They have not been very good at it this year. And if Wynford can do what they do in this game and just sort of establish that running game and avoid any mistakes, like just stupid penalties that put them in 3rd down and 12 or, a 2nd down and 15 or something like that. If they can stay out of those situations, they're, as much as it's been a struggle throughout the season, the Wynford Royals have certainly a very good shot tonight.
Yeah, you know what Wynford's going to come out and do. They're going to run the football with Locker, with Deegan Lutz. Yep. And if you're Bucyrus, you kind of want to make those guys bounce it to the outside. You got to get hats on the football, but those are between tackle runners, downhill runners. If you can force them, if you can crunch that middle and force them to bounce it and make the tackle in free space and open space, then you have a chance. But if you let Locker and Lutz run downhill on you, they're going to eat you up.
Well, and I think the other thing about it is that, something that I know the Bucyrus coaching staff has talked a lot about is both with Locker and Lutz. And I was able to really see it. The first time I saw Wynford earlier in the year, Lutz was hurt that game. when I saw him last week, I was like, man, he runs hard too. Locker runs hard, Lutz runs hard. And ultimately the reason I'm bringing that up is because you can't arm tackle these guys. Like, you're going to have to put helmet on helmet and really kind of put yourself into these guys to get them down. And Wynford makes it hard because they're going to overload. That's what they did last week against Mohawk, where they were basically saying, we're going to take Stover and Massey, put them at a double tight end. We're going to pull that way too. So ultimately, you're bringing the fullback through, a pulling guard. You got 2 tight ends. You got 5-6 guys all just pushing into one spot. And now you've got a running back who's coming through who's hard to bring down. That's a lot of things to deal with, especially when you're a team that is still trying to kind of figure out how to play defense, which is what Bucyrus has been this year. If they can figure it out in this game and they can take Wynford out of what their game plan is, it's tough for them because they don't really have a lot of other options. Campbell throws the ball pretty well, but he's ultimately, hamstrung by the fact that he's got young receivers and he's also not really, it's not who they are. Like, they really just want to let the passing game get built off of the running game. So if the running game's not there and he's just having to go back and throw the ball at us all the time, that's not a good situation for Wynford. So it's really going to be interesting to see who kind of asserts their will in this game. And I think whoever is able to do that is going to come out with a victory on the scoreboard.
Well, fans continuing to file in here to Wynford Stadium. Wynford and Bucyrus in the Battle of the Copper Kettle coming up here on WQEL and the OH Report.
I'm Steve Kroll, president of First Federal Community Bank. And here at First Federal Community Bank, our playbook consists of the 3 C's: care, curiosity, and courage. Just like your team, our 3 C's strengthen our communities and our team here at First Federal Community Bank. On behalf of our team here at First Federal, we want to wish all of our area teams and coaches the best of luck this season. Yes!
How about here? Check, check, check. Any better? Any worse? No? Hello? Check, 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 check.
Blue jerseys, blue pants, gray numerals with their new designed helmets. Very flashy.
Yeah, absolutely,
like
huh?
A little shine to them. Bucyrus, they're traveling white uniforms. They have the red numerals wrapped in black in the black helmets. As I said, Bucyrus will kick off. Wynford will receive and head south.
I'll tell you what, one thing that's nice to see as the weather has gotten a little chillier tonight, first kind of real night that I could say, well, this is some real football weather, a little crisp in the air. The Wynford Royals, despite the struggles of the season being home and, trying to defend that Copper Kettle for 28 straight times, brought out a packed house tonight. It's going to be tough for anybody who wants to come in on the Wynford side. They're going to have to kind of squeeze into some bodies here. So we'll see what they can do as they're going to get the ball to start things off offensively.
Locker will be the return man. Locker, 6'1", 195 pounds, senior, standing at his 18-yard line. Descended deep for Bucyrus is number 4, Cooper Kalb. Kalb, just a freshman.
Yep. Bucyrus, generally speaking, throughout this season, Kalb, a freshman who can put a little leg into the ball, but they tend to not. And I think it's more of a reflection of Coach Butchko's his concern about his kick coverage. I think he'd rather just pop it up and not give them an opportunity to sort of kind of get into blocking and guys having to open field tackle. So despite the fact that he's got a kicker who can put a little bit of leg into it, it tends to be a lot of pooches, and it ends up being a lot of times teams end up with pretty good field position to start.
Actually, it looks like Dylan Koppler's going to send it deep for Bucyrus. Koppler sights it. He is going to send it. A little bit of a squib kick down the right side. We'll see if Locker lets it roll out of bounds. No, he won't. He'll pick it up at the 12. Locker up the far sideline. Locker's got some room to move, and Locker is drugged down.
It looked like he got him
calling for a horse collar or a face mask
or horse collar. Looking at it right there, I don't think there's any quick. Cohen Chapman, the freshman, got him up high, got him down, but they didn't call it, so I don't know if somehow they think that he just got the upper part of the jersey, but this is what I was talking about bad coverage. That tackle by Chapman saves a touchdown. He's the only guy left, and this is what we're talking about in terms of their open field kick coverage, not very good. And now Wynford gets the start at the 42-yard line.
Opening possession of the ball game for the Royals. Wynford breaks the huddle. They're going to go with a heavy set formation. Locker, Lutz in the backfield, wide receiver to the right. Double tights. 1st and 10 from the 42. Campbell under center, turns, it's Lutz. Lutz up the middle, and Deegan Lutz. Nice carry on 1st down, he's got 8. Deegan on a trap play, gets across the 50-yard line to the 49. Good pull block there.
Yep. And that's what they did last week successfully in the first half versus Mohawk, is they were just sort of kind of power running that way, every once in a while pulling the lineman through the hole and just loading it up, power running in that spot. And they're going to force Bucyrus to stop that because they'll play this game all day. This is Kyle Skidmore football right there.
Campbell under center. Sends a tight end in motion left to right. Again, Lutz, Locker in the backfield. ISO straight up the middle. Locker. He sheds one tackle, plows over another. He's got a 1st down inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. And that ISO opened up like the parting seas.
Yep.
Cozy on the stop, but Locker with a head full of steam picks up their first 1st down. And a big chunk of yardage. They are deeper into Bucyrus territory. 11 minutes and counting here in the 1st quarter.
Saw it early on there. First defender missed him because he tried to arm tackle. Now Cozy got ran over, but he did stick his head in there, and Cozy just ran over to the sideline. Bad news for them.
Double tights. It's Locker on a toss play. Lutz throws a lead block, and Locker going to be close to another 1st down.
Yep. I think he's got it easy. He's at the 30.
20.
He's at the 20, excuse me. I mean, that's a 13-yard pickup.
Another 1st down carry for Locker. And Wynford establishing the run game here early. 3 straight runs, 2 for 1st downs. And they're moving the football on the Redmen.
Yep. I mean, unfortunately, Bucyrus defensively, the running attack, I mean, they let up 7 yards a carry, and that's what Wynford likes to do. So, bad combination there for the Redmen.
Stack receivers left. They go to Locker. Locker up the right side, off the B gap. Went off his right guard there, and Locker again picks up another chunk. Give him 9. Yeah, call it 8.
Yep.
Spotted at the 12-yard line.
Either way, for the Wynford Royals, this is who they want to be. And, kind of said going into it, I thought for Bucyrus, their only hope is they got to figure out a way to clog up those lanes. And Wynford is having success. They're just one-on-one blocking, and they're winning almost every battle.
Campbell in a gun this time. Locker on his left hip. Hard count. Bucyrus able to jump back. Now he's going to look to the sideline. Swap it up. 9:40 to go, 1st quarter, no score. Wynford driving. And again, it's Locker on a trap. Locker spinning, hits, and he's brought down, but I think he's got enough. They're going to spot him right at the 10. Yep. I think that's what they needed, and it will be another 1st down.
Yeah, first time that he didn't get big yardage, but ultimately he only needed 2 for the 1st down. And the first guy in the hole was Butcher. And, Butcher sort of, was able to slow him down, didn't really get him a full hit on him. And that's the point that I think that Bucyrus kind of is losing sight on. A lot of teams did with Locker this year. They think he's just kind of a power runner. When I saw him, like, he moves. Like, he's very shifty and not the type that's going to break your ankles, but the type who will just have to make you try to arm tackle.
2 backs in the backfield. Again, it's Locker on the ISO. And Locker bottled up just a short gain that time, 2 yards, brought down by the middle of that Redmond defense. Locker on the season, 104 attempts, 593, averaging 5.7 yards per carry, just shy of 100 yards per game. Lone receiver splits out wide to the right. That's the freshman, Braylon Wells. 2 backs in the backfield, Lutz and Locker. Campbell under center, turns, toss play, Locker, Lutz, lead blocking. Locker slips in the backfield, goes down.
Only reason it's not a touchdown.
Inside the 5, he'll mark him at the 3-yard line.
Yep, he's walking into the end zone if he doesn't slip on the cut there. Because there's guys coming up on him, but they're taking the wrong angles, and guys are even stopping when they're seeing guys who are about to hit them. Again, this has been a Bucyrus problem all season long, and despite that they're 3rd and 3, if I'm Wynford, I still run that play. I'd run probably the exact same play again.
Gage Massey, tight end left. 2 receivers, or 2 backs in the backfield. This time it's Campbell, and a good push from behind. We'll see where they spot him.
They're going to say he's at the goal line. And
I
not
guess they're going to
in.
mark him shy.
But they'll go for it. I mean, there's
far side official.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
That's as late as it
call
comes.
we've ever seen.
Yep.
Touchdown Campbell on the quarterback keep up the middle, and Wynford takes an early first quarter lead, 6-0. 7:44 to go in the first quarter. You're gonna have to shut it down. On for the extra point. Campbell to hold. Kick is up. And Victor Arellano's kick is good. 7-0. Wynford takes the early lead here in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to WQEL 92.7 FM and live online on the OH Report.
I'm Steve Crawl, president of First Federal Community Bank. And here at First Federal Community Bank, our playbook consists of the 3 C's: care, curiosity, and courage. Just like your team, our 3 C's strengthen our communities and our team here at First Federal Community Bank. On behalf of our team here at First Federal, we want to wish all of our area teams and coaches the best of luck this season. Yeah! Yes!
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Back on WQEL, Josh Stallings, Jeff Roberts with you in week number 8. We apologize. Break in coverage. This is a little technical malfunction, but it was Campbell scampering in for a touchdown run. Extra point was good, and it is Wynford 7, Bucyrus 0. Bucyrus, their first time with the football. El Toro, as I'm told.
Yeah, the Toro.
The Toro.
That's
on the right hash. Going to send a liner downfield, picked up at the 10. That Cozy across the 20, 25, up close to the 30, and he goes down. No, still on his feet. I heard a whistle.
I did
but
too.
Then they let it continue.
But they kind of, did they lateral it? Because, yeah, that was strange how that ended
now,
up.
Where will they spot it?
Because that was Cozy on the return, but then Christian Neal ended up with it. So Neal, look at this. See, that was Neal who came down the field with it. So at some point in time, the one who got thrown out of bounds was Christian Neal. So they're going to get the ball at the 47, 48-yard line.
All right.
So Bucyrus gets better field position as a result. And we'll see what they can do offensively against this Wynford defense. And again, tale of 2 different teams. Wynford loves to run the football. Bucyrus a little bit more a passing team with the weapons more on the outside.
So Isaac McKeever, the freshman, at the helm. Wyatt McKeever will join him in the backfield. Cozy split wide to the left. Receiver to the right is Deskins.
Yeah, they were playing with a ball over on the side here, and they kind of just threw it over to the sideline. Not sure exactly what that was all about, but I think we're ready to go now. 48-yard line for Bucyrus. Start this drive.
Gonna have a slot right in Koppler. 2 receivers outside of him. Now the motion McKeever. Empty backfield. Isaac steps back. 3-man rush. Has pressure. Steps up, and he's gonna run for it. McKeever, the freshman, has got the first down into Wynford territory down at the 41-yard line. And the freshman on the first play from scrimmage for Bucyrus scampers for about 12, and he'll move the chains. And they're going to hurry up and go.
Yeah, they're not one for messing around.
Shotgun formation. This time it's Wyatt taking the snap. Or no, excuse me, that was Isaac. I apologize. Handoff and a run for about 4.
Wyatt McKeever on the carry.
That was Wyatt carrying the football. It'll be 2nd and 6.
4, it'll be second down.
Once again, Butchko sends him quickly to the line to Koppler wide left. Christian Neal wide to the right. Shotgun formation with a back on his left hip. Steps off, and it's going to be
Isaac McKeever.
Yeah. Isaac inside the 35 to the 32-yard line where he goes down.
Never really helps that as the McKeever brothers, not only are they built somewhat similar, but they're only a number apart, 8 and 9. So sometimes in the backfield, you kind of look at it going, all right, which one was that? But that was another good 5-yard run for Isaac McKeever. And it does put Bucyrus into a 3rd down, probably 1.5 yards.
Well, maybe in that time off, I should have went to the eye doctor. I think I might need to get something checked out, Jeff.
You know what? You'll figure that out during basketball season. You'll be a little bit closer to the court.
Neal wide right, tight end left, Koppler outside of him. McKeever in a gun. He's got his brother on his left side. Has the snap. He is hit and brought down in the backfield. Gang tackle there by, that was the middle of that defensive front, El Toro. That is Victor Arellano.
I practiced a little bit a couple weeks ago. Big 4th down here for Bucyrus early on. They're going to go for it.
Pistol formation on 4th and a long 3. Koppler wide left. Christian Neal wide to the right. No high safeties right now for Wynford. Now they'll shuffle. Koppler goes in a slot right. Lone tight end to the left.
Trying to do a hard count, and Butchko's going to take the timeout.
Bucyrus burns their first timeout of the ball game. 5:19 to go first quarter. Wynford 7, Bucyrus 0. It's the Battle of the Copper Kettle in week number 8. We'll be back.
Some of you are parked along the
I'm Steve Crawl, president of First Federal Community Bank. And here at First Federal Community Bank, our playbook consists of the 3 C's: care, curiosity, and courage. Just like your team, our 3 C's strengthen our communities and our team here at First Federal Community Bank. On behalf of our team here at First Federal, we want to wish all of our area teams and coaches the best of luck this season. Yes!
Changed the game over there.
Changed the game. My bad.
Yep.
But other area games tonight, Buckeye is at Seneca East, Mohawks at Upper, Highland at Clear Fork, River Valley at Galleon, Marion Harding at Pleasant, Shelby is at Ontario, and Conotton Valley is at Crestline. So be sure and stay tuned. Davy Jones inside the Friday night phone board looking for all your scores, highlights, anything you want to talk about in the wide world of sports. Here we go. 4th and short. McKeever in a gun, has pressure, gets outside, throws it over to Neal, and he dropped it.
Hit him in the hands. There is a flag down.
No flag, but
I got to be honest, probably in the spot of holding.
Yep.
Yep, it's going to be against Bucyrus, so they'll decline that.
Neal had it in his bread basket, but couldn't pull it in, but the hold would have negated it anyways. And it will be Wynford football. The defense holds on 4th down.
I've said this many a times that generally speaking, when you see teams that are 1-6 on the season, that, it's not sometimes a lack of talent. It's really just the lack of execution. And that's one thing, we've seen Bucyrus several times this year, and it's just numerous times a game. It's just hits him in the hands, drop pass. It's just a certain level of focus that is just missing.
Wynford second possession here in the first. 5:14 on the clock. Double tight. Campbell under center. Two backs behind him. Locker and Lutz.
Starts packing everybody in real tight this time.
Turns. It's ISO to Lutz.
They got him.
Deegan hit at the line of scrimmage. Maybe falls forward for a yard.
Blizzard got him right away. Hit him right when he got the ball in his hand. He's able to still kind of fall a half-yard forward or so. Got a little bit of yardage there. So nice job by Lutz to keeping those legs churning when it should have been no gain.
Lutz averaging 5.8 per carry. 2 touchdowns on the year. Be second and a long 8. Campbell again under center. Lutz and Locker behind him. Lone receiver to the right. Turn, toss play. Locker moving right side, hitting the backfield, shakes the tackler. He's up the sideline and pushed out of bounds.
Oh, late hit.
Right around the
no
first
question.
down.
Easiest. He's literally at the bench when they threw him down to the ground. And that's just silly. That's a silly penalty right there for Bucyrus. And again, it's just a very typical,
shoved him late.
Very typical issue of what you see out of a Bucyrus football team this year is even when, on first down they do something good, there's a missed tackle in the backfield. Locker comes down the field. He's going to get an easy first down, probably about a 19-yard pickup. And then they just gave him 15 more. So, they're putting themselves in position right away, then put themselves way behind early in this game with an inability to stop Wynford and then with silly mistakes.
So the personal foul will bump the football up to the Redmond 38. Wells, the freshman lone receiver, wide left, double tights. Locker and Lutz in the backfield, Campbell under center. Has the snap, turns, ISO up the middle for Locker. Locker moving the pile. Locker still driving his feet. Up across the 30, inside to the 27-yard line. And Locker is a load.
He is. And you know what? When they're tackling him, they're always grabbing him from behind. It's not like they're getting guys in front of them. They're not clogging lanes up. It's, the linemen are just kind of getting off the ball fast enough and getting in front of these defensive linemen enough to get Locker through the hole. And then they're also, kind of block, get down the field. So all the linebackers are clogged into problems and stuff. And, even on that play, Carson Witten makes the tackle, but he's reaching from behind. And now all of a sudden, you got a defensive lineman who's getting the tackle 10 yards downfield.
Same formation. This time it's
Big
Locker
hole.
off the left side. Locker between the tackle and the tight end, driving forward to the 21.
21-yard line.
Check out the replay courtesy of OH, and that hole was big enough for a semi to drive through.
Yep. There's nothing fancy about what the Wynford Royals are trying to do. It's just a matter of, do you have the horses to be able to stop it? And early in this game, it feels as if Bucyrus does not. That's what we're seeing here.
They got to start reading pullers.
Yep.
Same formation. Campbell turns. It's Locker again on the ISO, or some would call it buck, kind of an underneath handoff. You have a pulling guard from the right side.
Enough for first.
Yep. Locker picks up the first down.
You realize what the way they're play calling, though, is the only time Bucyrus is really kind of getting stops is when Wynford only needs a little bit of yards. That's when they're kind of running into more clogged lanes and they're not pulling as many guys. They're like, all right, well, we only need 3-4 yards, so we'll run a different play. We're not just going to keep running the same play over and over again. We'll throw them something different on these short yardage games where we only need 3 yards, 4 yards. And then we can go back when it's 1st and 10. We'll go back to, once again, sweeping bodies and bringing people all over the place.
In motion at tight end, right side, 2 receivers over there.
There's Lutz.
Up the middle, Lutz. Oh, shoestring tackle brought him down inside the 10 at the 9. Lutz gets by that. He's into the end zone for 6.
Sure is.
But a great pickup there by Deegan.
I'll be honest with you, defensive back there dropped, and he's probably going to get credit for the tackle, but he shouldn't because he actually kind of fell like a yard before he got to Lutz, and then somebody else either tripped him or Lutz just tripped over the grass. But I told people, I'm like, I think sometimes Bucyrus has too many players who make business decisions out there, and he was making a business decision. He didn't want to have to tackle him one-on-one.
2 receivers to the right, Wells and Massey. Tight end inside of them, turn, give, it's Locker, hitting the backfield, brought down. See who got in on that stop. Looked like the near side defensive end.
Bryce Locker runs into the line.
See a bunch of bodies in there. Cohen Chapman, one of them.
Chapman made the hit. able to get on the ankles of Locker,
Probably,
but still picks up the first down.
I was going to say, he needed 2 yards, and that's what he got. So
now it's going to be first and goal from the 7. Wells, Massey wide to the right. Wynford is not getting fancy with the formations.
Nope. No reason to.
Locker up the middle.
Oh, they got him that time.
Brought down in the backfield.
He was trying to do the little cut that time, and Hayden Butcher got the
right there.
Free shot on him. Didn't fall for the cut and actually ran it properly. First play of the game where I think the Bucyrus defense played it really well.
Minute 20 to go, first quarter and counting. Wynford 7, Bucyrus 0, and the Royals are threatening again. Deep inside the red zone at the 7. And now
looks like a timeout going to be called by Wynford this time as they reset. They had a hard time getting the play in.
Each team burning a timeout here in the first quarter. We'll stop the clock with 1:05 to go in the opening quarter. Wynford 7, Bucyrus 0. We'll be back.
I'm Steve Crawl, president of First Federal Community Bank. And here at First Federal Community Bank, our playbook consists of the 3 C's: care, curiosity, and courage. Just like your team, our 3 C's strengthen our communities and our team here at First Federal Community Bank. On behalf of our team here at First Federal, we want to wish all of our area teams and coaches the best of luck this season.
Davey, looking for all your scores from around the area. Of course, you want to talk Tribe baseball. They really kind of, and I
don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I might have got fined if I would have said what I wanted to.
Exactly.
Wasted all they had in September and came up short, but hey, we kept the pennant away from the Tigers, and now we just root for anybody but Detroit. So you want to talk about that? You want to talk about Browns football, that catastrophe, whatever it is, coming up in phone board. Locker driving his feet forward. He's going to get maybe a yard to the 6.
Yeah. Butcher got on him again. Butcher, the one guy who I just think that ultimately, you can see right there, like Locker runs super hard, but he's really one of the few players I think Bucyrus has that Locker's going to have a hard time running away from. Like, he's not going to necessarily run right through him. Butcher at 240, strong as heck. You know, if anything, defensively, they should just try to keep him as clean as possible and funnel as much as they can to him. But every offense knows exactly that's what they want to do, so easier said than done.
Double tight here on 3rd and goal from the 6. Turn,
give, they ran into each other. Wide open, though.
It's Massey in the end zone, touchdown. Some miscommunication in the backfield.
Yep.
A little bit of a collision, but Campbell finds Massey in the back corner for the touchdown.
And ultimately, you know, you just see the turnaround from Bucyrus defense right there. The players all started looking at each other like, hey, that was supposed to be your guy. That was a broken play that was sort of falling apart. But you know what? Didn't really matter. Now, there is a flag down in the middle of the field. It's right there at the 5-yard line. I'm just seeing it now. So we'll see, is that an after the play? Dead ball foul.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Wynford. I think somebody might have been chirping.
Yeah, it happens. Wynford out early and, you know, doing a nice job. And there, even when the play broke down, Bucyrus defense broke down worse. And, you know, Campbell was able to kind of keep himself upright, stay focused, kept his eyes down the field, and he was like, oh, look at this. I got my guy right there in the corner. He's wide open. Perfect pass, and, you know, Wynford's up 2 scores early on.
So the penalty looks to be assessed on the kickoff. And it will be El Toro for the extra point. 17.9 on the first quarter clock. Wynford 13, Bucyrus 0. Campbell to hold. Snap back, kick is up, and the kick is good. 14-0. Wynford on top here in week number 8. Bucyrus with the football when we come back.
For 25 years, the team at Spreng Capital Management has helped you and your family through times of economic uncertainty. This experience and knowledge has helped us to guide you through numerous economic cycles, making us qualified to help you through the economic turmoil of today. When reviewing your own economic plan, let us help guide you along the right path. Call us at 419-563-0084. At Spreng Capital Management, we are here to be your financial partner.
Miss a Game or Coaches Show? Check out the podcast page at WQEL.com. Coaches shows, high school football games, and the Friday night phone board all up on the podcast page at WQEL.com. Wynford in their first 2 possessions here in the first quarter go right down the field, and they lead at 14-0.
Well, the good news for Bucyrus, if there is any, is the 15-yard penalty gets put on here on the kickoff. So they're kicking off at the 25-yard line, and they should end up with pretty good field position as a result. Ariana's got a pretty good leg, though.
Yano puts it back. It's going to be fielded.
Randall let it drop in front of him.
Randall grabs it, and then he's grabbed and brought down at the 32-yard line. Nowhere to go. Great kick coverage there by the Wynford Royals. Massey down there. Also Parker Goldie.
33-yard line will be first down, Redmond.
Yep. Again, just little mistakes like that. Ball's up in the air a lot. It's misjudged a little bit by Randall. He let it drop, and the guys in front of him didn't block well enough to give him time to go pick it up. By the time he picks it up and looks upfield, what is that, 1-yard return? I mean, so again, all the just little mistakes just continue to just compound, and that's what's been hurting Bucyrus, not just in this game but throughout the season.
So we'll probably get one play here to close out the first quarter. Redmond with the football at their own 33-yard line. Koppler wide left. McKeever takes a shotgun snap. He's going to run it right side. Has room. And McKeever's going to pick up about 15 yards before being shoved into his own sideline. So that'll stop it with 1.6 on the clock. So we'll actually get 2 plays here in the first quarter. 2 more plays.
Yep.
46-yard line. That'll be a first down.
Good solid run for Isaac McKeever.
Got a good seal block on that right side. McKeever able to scamper for the first down. Now this is going to be key for Bucyrus if they can put a good drive together and get points on the board. They already trail by 2 scores. Still in the first quarter. Koppler comes wide to the left. McKeever in the backfield. He is going to run it again. This time reverses course, goes down at the 49.
The ball came out, I think. He slipped and fell, but he's able to pick it back up.
Wynford saying they have it, but I don't think they do. They do not.
Yep.
That will close out the first quarter here from Wynford. It's the Copper Kettle. Wynford and Bucyrus in week number 8. We'll be back on WQEL and the OH Report.
I'm Steve Crawl, president of First Federal Community Bank. And here at First Federal Community Bank, our playbook consists of the 3 C's: care, curiosity, and courage. Just like your team, our 3 C's strengthen our communities and our team here at First Federal Community Bank. On behalf of our team here at First Federal, we want to wish all of our area teams and coaches the best of luck this season. Yes!
down right in front of us.
There's more people on that track than that live in Osceola.
The choreograph is phenomenal.
Exactly. Bucyrus facing 2nd and 5. And forget what I just said. There's going to be a 5-yard penalty on Bucyrus. So the nice run by McKeever on first down. It's like they just got nothing.
So before the clock even ticks here in the second quarter, Bucyrus tagged with their first flag.
Hey, great job, cheerleaders. Get ready to first grade students.
It'll be 2nd and a long 10.
Students in grades 2 through
Neal wide right, Koppler wide left.
second quarter.
The McKeever's in the backfield. Isaac in a gun. He's going to motion Koppler. It's going to be Koppler in a
look
toss.
at the throw.
Looking deep.
He's got him.
Neal.
Oh, he didn't get it in bounds. He threw it.
He got
just
one
missed it.
foot in.
Nope. He's out. He got the foot down, but it was out of bounds. The throw was just a little too much on the sideline. We're seeing the replay right there.
Oh,
on the
is
replay up
close.
here, it looks pretty close. I was watching it up here, and I was like, oh, I don't think he got it. Seeing the replay, we're seeing it a second time here. And, yeah.
Right on the line.
Yeah,
his foot comes down.
Just missed it.
Incomplete.
It was an
Koppler
interesting
showing
play
off
call.
his arm.
But, he was the quarterback last year, but it's sometimes hard to just go out there and try to throw a play like that with a guy who doesn't have a strong, and he's open. You just got to throw it in a place where you can catch it in bounds. And
can run under it.
Yep, and run under it. Just threw it too much to the outside.
2 receivers wide left. McKeever wants to throw, and it gets a
He's got
three-man
all day.
rush. He's going to roll right. Now pressured.
Now he's in
McKeever's got to get
trouble,
rid of
yep.
it, and he's going to go down back at the 30.
Oh, late flag, and who's that going to be on?
Locker is in there on the sack. Also 88. Or was it 80? Stover.
Yeah, it was Stover. But the question is like, what is this penalty? And is it the type of penalty that's going to give Bucyrus another chance?
Actually, I think it was 68 Fichtner.
Because I'll be honest, there was no other Bucyrus player sort of in the area. So, I mean, unless that's a very, very late holding penalty. And I'm just kind of looking right here. Yeah, where they threw the flag, there was nobody from Bucyrus there except McKeever who was getting tackled. And they're going to wave
it off.
Okay.
There is no flag on the play.
I'll say this,
the
though.
sack stands.
You know what? Give Wynford credit from this point of view. They're basically just looking at McKeever and said, we're going to only do a 3-man rush. You're a young quarterback. We're going to drop 8 guys back and not give you a lot of lanes to throw the ball, and nobody's getting open. And you're going to have all day to throw the football, but we're just going to make sure everything's covered. And McKeever's running around trying to give himself more time, but he just ran backwards that time, ends up being a huge loss. And, now...
Fourth and a mile.
You got 4th down. They're going to have to punt it away now as they just lost 13 there. And it's like, all right. And obviously the other problem is their defense has proven that they can't stop Wynford. So they've just really put themselves in a terrible situation.
Koppler to punt, and
it's
not
a bad
good
punt.
one.
Bad punt that almost just took out one of the little girls cheering on the track here.
About a 20-yard punt.
That's a gift. Where it went out of bounds, it should be probably way up. It's probably more in the 10 to 15.
So great starting field position for the Royals here. Their third possession of this first half. 11:33 to go first quarter. They're going to spot it at the 46. So Campbell and the Royal offense back out on the field. And a short one in front of them against the Bucyrus defense that hasn't showed they can stop this running attack. Wynford's only thrown the ball one time, and that was the touchdown.
Don't need to throw it anymore when you're pretty much running for 9 yards a carry.
Wells comes wide left, double tights. Locker and Lutz in the backfield. Campbell turns.
He's going to throw. He's in trouble.
He slips down, keeps his feet, and now he's going to throw it into the sideline. Did he get out of the tackle box? He did, but there's no receiver in the area.
Yeah, but they didn't throw anything. And all of the Bucyrus people are like, how is that not pass interference? Or not pass interference, but intentional grounding.
You still have to have a receiver somewhat in the area.
And there was not a soul anywhere near there, but,
Butchko pleading his case to the far side official, and
yep. I think he
avail.
told me he spent probably half his time this year just trying to talk to coach or officials about rules that they're missing during Bucyrus games. So. Now they'll just probably come back out and go right back to the bread and butter. There it is, Locker.
Up the
and
middle,
he
right
is
to the second
maybe
level.
gone. He's
running
gone.
away from the Bucyrus
Can
defense.
Neal bring him down? He
Neal
cannot.
can't do it. Touchdown, Bryce Locker. 46 yards. Locker straight up the middle. And nobody could bring him down. The arm tackles got him nowhere.
And it's been this. It's very typical. Unfortunately for Bucyrus, one of the real problems they've had throughout the entire year is the fact that, in particular, the secondary has been very bad at tackling. And and you saw it on that play. Neal was kind of trying to catch him and was trying to play catch up for those last 7-8 yards. But all of the defensive backs all had a crack at him on that play, and every single one of them missed him. So this is what happens when that's the game that's being forced. And Wynford's up to 3 scores now here at just the beginning of the second quarter.
Extra point attempt. It is up, and it is good. 21-0. Wynford on top here in week number 8, 11:16 to go in the Battle of the Copper Kettle. We'll be back on WQEL and the OH Report.
For 25 years, the team at Spreng Capital Management has helped you and your family through times of economic uncertainty. This experience and knowledge has helped us to guide you through numerous economic cycles, making us qualified to help you through the economic turmoil of today. When reviewing your own economic plan, let us help guide you along the right path. Call us at 419-563-0084. At Spreng Capital Management, we are here to be your financial partner.
We're starting to see now as Bucyrus 0 and Wynford 21.
Wynford starting to pour it on the Bucyrus Redmen here in the Battle of the Copper Kettle. They lead it 21-0.
I think Bucyrus is going to have to make some very fast adjustments. They've not only got to score on this drive, their defense has got to make a stop, and they're going to have to get a second score. If they can do that, they can get back in this game because they'll get the ball to start the second half. But as it is right now, this game is getting away from them, and that kick just went over Charlie Randall's head. And it's going to die at the 1 yard line. He fell
kicked over the pylon.
He didn't have control of the ball, and then he started running east and west, and he's down inside the 5 yard line. Unbelievable.
Down at the 4, Bucyrus has 96 yards ahead of him. That ball, Randall praying it would go out of bounds. It never did. Great kick.
Man, I'll tell you right now, can you think of a worse way to get a kickoff after being down 3 scores than that right there?
11-11 to go first half.
The only thing that would have been worse is if he didn't pick up the ball. Then Wynford would have got it at the 1 yard line.
Another tough break for the Bucyrus Redmen. Offense will trot out onto the field. They're going to spread it out here on 1st and 10. Empty backfield.
Probably just got to run straight ahead right now, just to give himself some space.
3 to the left, 2 to the right. McKeever is going to throw. Slant across the
Dropped
middle,
another
incomplete.
One. There's Cozy that time.
Wanted Cozy on the crossing route. And right through the hands.
Yep, right through his hands. So they've thrown 3 passes. 2 have been dropped, and 1 got thrown a little too far out of bounds. So what they do well, throw the football. They can't do that tonight either. So
again, empty backfield on 2nd and 10. Trips left, McKeever claps for it, has a low snap, has all day. Crossed the middle, almost intercepted, threw it into heavy traffic.
Yep.
And number 51, that was Ariano.
Yep. The Toro.
The Toro.
The Toro. Yes, exactly. Or elbow, whatever you'd rather do. You know. Yep. I was actually talking to some of the players this week for both teams, and they said that they were really talking about how Ariano has become a really very, very good player beyond the kicking game. Like his improvement throughout the season has become very noticeable, and you can see it right there, following McKeever the entire way.
McKeever wants to throw again. 3rd and 10, rolling right, looking across the
Almost
middle. Almost
again.
Intercepted again, this time by Zayden Zier.
Yep.
Zier knocks it down, and it's going to be 4th and 10.
And they're just, you know what, they're sitting back because they know they have guys helping them. They're making breaks on the ball because they can just follow McKeever's eyes. He's seeing guys, but he's seeing it, and it's taking them a half second to process, I'm going to throw the football. And the defenders are making breaks on it, knowing that even if they misfire, if they're off the mark, they got help behind them because they're just leaving 8 guys back in coverage. So Wynford just playing very, very aggressive on that side of the ball.
Koppler taking his time on this one, gets the punt away down to the 40, and brought down right away is number 10. That was Eli Cooper on the return.
Yep. Neal did a nice job on the cover. Like, he was coming down. He had a body on him the entire time, but the moment Cooper caught the ball, he was able to keep, he just kept that defender off of him just enough to be able to free himself up. He's there somewhere. Eli Cooper, they got him at 19. Yeah, number 19. There we go.
Oh, you're right. My bad. Well, it's been 3 weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like preseason all
reading
over
in
again.
Italian.
That's what I should have done. I should have put the roster in Italian for you.
1st and 10. It's Locker, but flags come in
everywhere. Yep.
And that's going to be a false start.
Yep. We'll back Wynford up a little bit here.
That's illegal procedure against the Royals. It'll be a 5-yard penalty and repeat.
Yep, illegal procedure. So back them up. But again, the way they're playing right now, I don't know that it matters. Generally speaking, I said early in the game, I'm like, this is the type of team, they don't want to be in 1st and 15 or whatever because they like to run the football. But this game, they're picking up almost 8-9 yards of carry, so going to be able to keep getting it.
Double tight. They're going to run off
There's
tackle.
There's a big space.
Deegan Lutz to the 35, down to the 31-yard line. Gets a big chunk of that yardage back and has set him up. And about 2nd and 1. So Lutz picks up 14 on that carry. Yep. That's just a simple trap play.
Yep. It's simple, but it's super effective. Like, it's actually, like, for coaches who love to run this type of a system, that's exactly how they dial it up. It's the way they see it when they're, like, kind of scripting it on paper. Like, this guy's going to block this guy's going to get that guy, and the hole's going to be nice and big. They can see it, and that's exactly how it's going.
Turns, gives again. Lutz runs over a defender and then driven back at the 31. He's going to be, they might give him forward progress to the 30.
I got to be honest with you, though. In the end, we haven't been able to. They'll give it to him. There's not been a lot of positive for Bucyrus. Hayden Ginn gets a lot of credit on that play. He didn't make the tackle, but if you see him come off the line, he threw the guy in front of him, off of him, got into the backfield with another guy hitting him. He got through him and was able to get hand on Lutz enough to slow him down. Lutz still fell forward, and then somebody else was able to clean it up. But Ginn kind of single-handedly blew that play up.
Wide receiver right.
Straight up the middle, quick handoff. He's gone.
It's Lutz. He's into the open field. Touchdown, Deegan. Deegan Lutz into the end zone for 6. Lutz got to the second level and said, see you later. Deegan's 3rd touchdown of the season, and he makes it 27-0, Wynford.
Yeah, the reality is you can sort of see that the runs with Locker going around, sort of the tackles have been so effective that the defense is losing sight of when the ball goes anyplace else, they're not recognizing it because they're focused on where Locker's going and things like that. And that quick hitter becomes so dangerous in that situation.
Kick is up, and the kick is good. 28-0. Wynford on top here in week number 8. Royals pouring it on Bucyrus. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back on WQEL.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Wynford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
So he's going to eat 2 free meals tonight. Got it.
The play after is good from Victor Ariana. 30-yard.
Back here on WQEL and live online on the OH Report, it is the Burkhart Farm Center Game of the Week. If you're good at picking winners and losers of pro football, guess better than everyone else, and you could win $50K. Details online with our Pro Football Challenge online under the contest page at WQEL.com. The run game for Wynford is putting in work here through a quarter and a third.
Yeah, already over, well, just knocking on the door of 200 yards rushing in the first half.
That'll do it.
And they got 9 minutes and 40 seconds left. And they're going to probably see the ball at least one more time, so.
Ariano to kick. Randall Cozy back deep, standing at their 20.
Ball at the 25-yard line, so must have missed another penalty.
There was an unsportsmanlike after the kick against the Royals, so Wynford will be forced to kick from the 25. And officials taking their sweet time to
sure are
get in position here. Davy Jones in another edition of the Friday Night Phone Board coming up after our broadcast here on WQEL. And we're still waiting.
Very slow development here.
Now we'll get things going.
See some adjustments. So once again, they've got Cozy and Neal back. Randall, now the up back, he was kind of the deeper guy in the previous plays, but now they're going to move some bodies around back there. See how Wynford attacks it.
Ariano, nice kick, end over end. Far side, it's Cozy. Cozy, 25, 30, 35, 40. Going to try and bust it outside. Flag comes in.
Down.
Cozy at the 50, 45, gets by a defender. Still moving his feet inside the 40-yard line.
Another flag. Another flags all over the place. It's ridiculous. It's almost a comedy of errors in terms of what you see. The first flag is thrown at the Wynford 47-yard line. The other flag was thrown at the Bucyrus 36, but understand, when that flag got thrown, Cozy was already at the 40
yards
of Wynford. So what are you doing? Like, at that point in time, like, I understand the fact that it's like, you're trying to play aggressively, but, at some point in time, it's just not, you're not thinking when you're out there. But there's going to be a flag both sides.
Penalties. So an unsportsmanlike personal foul against
Wynford's
Wynford.
Like, is this a replay
and
then?
a hold against Bucyrus.
They're like, yeah, we'd like to re-kick that then if we can, because Wynford or Bucyrus got good field position here, so they're like, we'll do this again.
Yeah, we will re-kick.
And, obviously, these becomes lessons learned because they just said, all right, we just kicked it to Cozy. He got a pretty darn good return right there. Well, maybe we'll kick it to somebody else this time. Like you got Neal on the other side and Randall in the middle.
Cozy the speedster.
The penalties are offsetting penalties.
So we will re-kick from. They're going to spot it at 30.
And like I said, that was a flag. I think that flag that came in was the one on Bucyrus was when that was the late flag after he was having 25, 30 yards downfield. So you just negated what was going to be a huge return and a penalty, tack some yards on top of it, just because, you're just not thinking when you're out there. I've said this a lot to people. It goes on mostly deaf ears, but Josh, I know you appreciate what I'm about to say. Most of the time when you talk to people, they always talk about how football is a size, speed, strength game, and I never disagree. I said, yeah. I said, but they never want to put brains in there. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, it's one of the things that drives me crazy, because I'm like, ultimately, if it's always size, speed, and strength, then the only way that you can ever win a game is to be physically better than the other team. Sometimes you just have to outsmart them. And when teams aren't very good, because one of the things they do is they make mental mistakes all over the place.
This time he's going to squib it.
Yep, they're like, look at this ball, it's all over the place.
Cover it up.
They just can't.
The 35-yard line, Bucyrus forced to fall on.
It's smart. Like they said, all right, we kicked it deep to Cozy. That was a bad move. So let's just do a squib kick up the middle to the guys who kind of struggle a little bit. And you could just see guys were falling all over the place trying to figure out how to cover up the football.
So McKeever covering it up, and the Redmond offense back out on the field. They've struggled so far. Still 9:29 to go in this first half. It's Wynford 28, Bucyrus 0.
Bucyrus got to get something going here. They got to figure it out.
The McKeevers in the backfield, shotgun formation. Isaac has it, going to roll left, wants to throw. Throws left into the flats. Pass is complete.
That's
Neal.
Yep.
Neal's got the first down. So a good pickup there on first down, up to the 50-yard line, just a simple out route. Great job by McKeever, rolling left, keeping his eyes downfield, and delivering a strike to Neal.
And it was kind of set up to look like a run, and that freezes the defense enough to get Neal going.
This time it's McKeever on the keeper, bouncing it left, and he's going to stumble up field for about 5, maybe 6 yards.
McKeever keeps the ball and rolls out. Goes out
yep.
to the 44-yard line.
Spotted at the 44.
It's kind of interesting, what you're seeing every once in a while. Bucyrus will get a good run like that. They've had a couple of good plays. It's just a matter of just not making the mistake along the way. Let's see if they can keep it going.
McKeever going to keep it again. Straight up the gut, picks up 4 more. He's going to be about a yard shy of the first down to the 40. Needs the 39 for a fresh set of downs. Clock will roll at 8:35 to go here in the first half. Wynford 28, Bucyrus 0.
When you get to a 3rd and 1, Coach Butchko can look at it and say, all right, I can just keep doing what I'm doing here and get the first down, or maybe do I take my crack knowing I'm going to go for it on 4th down and do the same thing as previously.
Pistol formation this time. Neal wide to the right, Koppler wide left, wants to throw. Koppler on a stop route.
Another drop.
Again.
Koppler.
Right in his breadbasket, and Koppler couldn't hang on, incomplete.
Yep.
He was wide open. The DB was bailing on that play, and Koppler looking to run without the football, dropped it.
I've joked many times that with Dylan Koppler, I think sometimes you're just better off just making a super errant pass. Because, man, he catches amazing passes, but sometimes when you hit him in the hands, the concentration goes away.
Receiver right.
Oh, I think they got him to jump. They'll take the first down that way. They did the hard count, and that time they got Lutz, I think it was. Yeah, Deegan Lutz on the left side of the line to jump off sides. So Wynford will give him the first down.